today I'm going to be taking you through how we can approach rugging nervous horses, or in fact introducing any piece of new equipment or tack to a new horse with positive reinforcement. So you'll notice throughout the video I'm using a combination of not clicking, so a little bit of counter conditioning, and sometimes marking and reinforcing with a clicker. So to begin with, I'm just taking the new stimulus, in this case a rug, a little further away from the horse so that she doesn't feel threatened by its proximity. She's popped her head down to graze, so I gave her some few treats down there on the floor so that she could have her head in a lower set. She could do a little bit of grazing, which helps activate our parasympathetic nervous system. And I'm also not going to introduce the new stimulus, be it a tack, a piece of tack or a rug, until the horse is engaged with me. So you see I wait for her head to come up, I wait for her to touch my hand, and I'm just really gently lifting the rug and feeding at the same time. This is using classical conditioning to simultaneously pair something of a neutral or mildly aversive stimulus with a positive association. And the whole time I'm paying attention to her eyes, her ears, her nose. I clicked that time because I wanted to encourage the stand stay. You can see I'm adding a little bit of movement in here, and this horse has got an established stand stay behaviour with positive reinforcement. So I can chuck a couple clicks in there just to help encourage to keep her still. And then I move here to pairing the rug on her back with a trickle-fed handful of treats, so that she gets used to the sensation of it going up and over, being paired with this positive consequence there. You can see I've got quite a few in my hand. I'm sort of trickle feeding them to her. Now that's only something that I would do with a horse who's used to being hand fed. I wouldn't want to cause frustration. And now I've got a little bit further over, just gently drop that rug down because I've been paying attention to her body language and everything's nice and calm and soft. So I felt confident that if I dropped that little bit of rug down, that could be your girth as well, that it wouldn't cause any fear responses from her. I started clicking here a little bit more often just to help encourage that stand stay whilst I was doing the rug up, to just make sure that I've got good duration of stand stay behaviour. As I head to the hind end, I'm going to give some scratches across the blind spot before I moved and dropped the rug down. Again, I clicked as the rug came over her hindquarters just to help encourage that stand stay, checking that she's okay with me crouching down before I then reach all the way underneath, feeding for the sensation of the surcingle touching her stomach, because they're a little bit tighter than I would have liked. I've misjudged that slightly, so I will need to loosen them. I'm feeding again there, and here I just decide to move away from her field mate. And that is a really lovely example of how we can introduce new things onto our horse's back without causing any fear.